matchup of two elite dudes we have in this one. Welcome to Austin, Texas, and DKR, home of the Texas Longhorns. As we'll see, the national champions from last year, the Penn State Nittany Lions, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Texas Longhorns. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. Nittany Lions will kick it away to start us off. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Got the quick completion. And he's able to bounce off one tackle, but still not a whole lot of running room.
This is no surprise to defense.
Good old ring game.
Everybody throws wide receiver screens, and you could tell they were ready for it. They saw the quick game, they pounced on it, got the wide receiver on the ground. That's not the first time they've seen that route.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. They'll try the run. Finds some fresh air. Makes the stop at the 32, but he picks up 10 on that play.
That's the beauty of misdirection in the run game, right? You try to show the defense one look, and then you come back and hit them the other way when they're not expecting it.
They'll snap this one from the 32. It's 1st down. That's caught. It's McCutcheon.
And you've seen the evolution of these slot receivers. They're just matchup nightmares. They're hard to get your hand on. A lot of times they're off the football. You can't jam them. These guys are so productive, and offenses really feature their best players most time in those slot positions.
The Longhorns with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Leaves it with the back. What a nice job by the defense to string it out, not give him any kind of alley, and knock him down for a loss.
That's such a great physical play by the defense, because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for loss.
They're facing a 3rd down. Could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
The hardest thing to do in football is to play on the road. So you want to get those fans as quiet as possible. That is a great opening possession for this defense. Not giving up any big plays and forcing the 4th down.
Here's the return. He gets a block. He just about took that one all the way to the house. They finally get him down after a tremendous lays it with the back. And into the end zone. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Penn State.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They scored fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So now the Longhorns take over and they'll send out the offense. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Handoff from the gun. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for the defense. Get him before he gets started.
Hopefully we don't move a
After
touchdown.
getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Dropping back, it's Manning. Looking to the big tight end. Got his man on the right.
Pressure did not mean anything at all.
He picks up the first down. They flexed out that tight end a little bit, and you know the tight end's always open.
Always open.
Actually, pressure did get there. You just gotta go.
This guy's a problem, Reese. He's a matchup problem because he's too big for DBs to cover, and he's too fast for linebackers to cover. He's showing you his athleticism there.
They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. The run from the shotgun. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
And the Longhorns in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Off the boot, looking for his man. Intercepted, and now he's up to 14. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football, and he's starting to develop that. His 3rd interception on the season, just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0
what's happening
lead.
here?
Starts a drive trying to go up top. Good timing on the quick out. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
They have a first down at the 41-yard line. Johnson looking to throw. Oh, they're after him. Finds space on the right. What a nice connection. Knocked down immediately, and they've got it at the 25.
It is so hard as a defender to have to stop that big fella from catching the corner route, right? He already has great size and long arms, and he can jump. So what do? I mean, you're not trying to create pass interference and a penalty, but that's just a size mismatch, and the offense took advantage.
They're down to the 25 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36.
That's a great play by this defense. It's hard when you go against a guy that's so good at the quarterback spot. He can make so many plays, but the defense understood that rep. Nice job getting to him, corralling him, getting him on the ground, and creating the big sack.
So now on 2nd and long, you start to pass. Pocket breaking down. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have let him a little too much.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. They're snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football.
Horns up and ready to hook them. Serious noise on third down and DKR. He's looking downfield to throw. He'll throw it down. And couldn't quite find the crevice he needed to pick up the first down.
Really good job by this defense. Third down, understanding, taking away the pass first. But I got to react, man. When these QBs take off, I got to stick my foot in the ground. Stop playing pass. Come up and get him on the ground. Big third down stop.
Fair catch is made at the 15-yard line, and that's where they'll start this drive. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. The give to the tailback. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but
I don't know who that dude is. He's fast as shit, though.
Really nice penetration by this
Christian
defense.
Purcell.
Getting in there immediately, causing the running back to have to go a direction he doesn't want to go. And this defense has started the game so good. Several drives, no points allowed, and setting the tone on this drive.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw, it's Manning.
Who is guarding over there? Come on, guys.
And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chain.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you can tell in football, just becoming more and more of a weapon on
And
every
what pick
single
up play?
team.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Finds his man. It's McCutcheon. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Penn State on top. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Trying to make that rush think on the draw play here. The draw draws nothing except a swarm of tacklers. He's stopped immediately.
You know, you got to be careful when you're running the draw play because you're hoping those defensive ends get way up the field, thinking it's pass. Didn't happen that time, and the defense was able to get a negative play.
The Longhorns trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. The give to the back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Really nice job by the defense that time, getting a stop. They've been really good so far in this one, shutting this guy down, not letting him break out. You've got the lead. It's tight, though. And you know the opponent is going to keep trying to run it. So can you keep this up here in the second half on defense? That's the question.
Now the play fake. Unloads to the wideout. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there.
For the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
He's got it. Found a little running room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds. quick completion on the out route. Breaks into the open. Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line.
Well, that's great timing by the quarterback and receiver on that out route. If you're going to be running that against man coverage like they were there, that ball has to be thrown early, and it's got to be thrown out in front of the receiver, and they execute it perfectly.
Now a first down from the 45-yard line. Johnson wants to throw it. Fires to the wideout. He's got it. He's brought down the one.
All right, we need 7 here.
Knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
The Nittany Lions with the 1st and 10. Trying to run, it's White. And they'll get him on the ground at the 3-yard line. Keeps it. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Nittany Lions.
I tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this in the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. It just dictates too much of the defense. QB runs in for 6.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Got it done in the passing game on the last play, and let's see what they do on first down. Catch in the middle, it's bingo.
It's really easy to say the word RPO and say I'm going to run them, but you got to make those decisions, and you got to make them fast. You can't get confused by all the craziness that's going on, by all the guys moving around or talking. Nice job by the quarterback, staying in the moment, seeing it, throwing the slant, making sure he makes the right decision.
Offense gets set for second down. To the air, it's Manning. Makes the catch. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
Running the throw route against zone coverage. The quarterback knows that's going to be a tight window. He's got to rifle that ball into his wide receiver. He does just that, and as a result, they pick up the first down.
Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. First and 10. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front?
All season long, we've been watching this defense dominate against the run. They're the #1 rush defense in the entire country. With a big lead in this game, you cannot run the ball and expect to win and get back in it.
Under fire. And the ball's free in the back.
Oh.
A fortuitous turn of events to keep possession of that one. work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
Hunt is on its way. And no chance for the return man to get his hands on that one as it hops out of bounds. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. Once first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up, get some movement at the point of attack, and find a little crease for your running.
Spreads out 4 receivers, trips right, a single receiver to the left on 2nd and 7. Johnson looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. It's complete. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in this offense.
The offense getting set for a first down from the 45. The give to the back. Gets it past the first down marker and still
He's
running.
just shifty.
Got a lot of room to the right. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Penn State! They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance.
They have been road warriors here in this game, coming into a tough environment, but in all 3 phases, they have been absolutely dominant. Their defense is not allowed a point, and the offense is going up and down the field, and they score another touchdown here before the end of the first half.
Kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. He'll go out of bounds at the 27-yard line, just couldn't quite shake free. This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Let's go! Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. To the air, it's Manning. Pressure coming. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And I think a big reason this offense is struggling right now and why they're trailing on the scoreboard is they have not been able to protect this guy, and it's affected him. He has not looked very accurate. Moving forward, the pass pro has got to be better to help this guy out.
Third down conversion's always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the tight end. He ended up losing yards on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. The Longhorns will try to pin them back with the punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. They'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. Behind the big guys on the left. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Got 3 on 1st down and 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. And the defense snows him under after a very short gain.
And man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Penn State, 44, Texas, 0.
And the Longhorns will line up to kick off and start the 2nd half.
Texas.
On the move from inside his 5.
Ah, we right into it. I thought he was going to go wide.
Running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Let's see if they can keep that first half momentum rolling. Catch in the middle. It's strong. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Johnson wants to throw it. Grabbed over the middle. It's Saunders. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the 1st down.
Finds a little space. Turning it on. Pass to 10. Touchdown,
Fast, bro.
Nittany Lions. He got loose and it was lights out after that.
Number 24.
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed, look at the elusiveness, get into the end zone. Nice run.
And the extra point makes it 28-0. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey guys, we've got a final in a game that just wrapped up here in the SEC. Alabama opened up a can, and how many times can you say you went into someone else's house and beat them by double digits? It's what happened today, and the rest of college football should take notice. An SEC clash and an impressive showing that could be a huge confidence builder for this program. Back to you.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. And here come the Horns. They've got it again on offense. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. Fighting off the defender. Gets it out to the 25-yard line, a gain of 3.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Well, you can see the frustration on this guy's face. He's one of the best receivers in college football. I mean, coming into this game that he had to get touches, but you can't say enough about how good this defense has been defending him. They've always had an answer, whether it's single coverage, double coverage, man or zone. They have not let him go off, and that's a big reason why they're winning this game.
A run for the quarterback. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks.
I got to be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
Another punt on the way. Got to make sure those hammies and glutes all activated. Don't want any muscle pulls from overuse. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. They're starting this drive with a massive lead, and they just want to finish strong.
Oh, what a
They
tackle.
drag him down behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that hasn't happened very often. He has had a tremendous night.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not let them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Just going to keep it after the snap. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
Johnson looking to throw. Takes a hit as he fires. Makes the catch. It's Saunders. There he goes. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Penn State.
And how nice is it to have a playmaker like that I can get the ball out of my hands right to him and say, all right, dude, you got jets, you can fly, catch the slant, make some people miss, outrun some angles, and get all the way to the end zone.
Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown.
Texas.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Here comes the Texas offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. Off the play fake on first down. Blasted as he lets it go. They're working that left side.
Good throw.
Stopped him at the 41, but that's a big pickup of 15.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
Oh, he wants it all. Picked off. That's number 15 on the year. Trying to take it back. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
And we've called his name a lot, and that's interception number 6. That's 6. He just continues to find ways to find the football and make plays for this defense.
From the gun, the ground game. At the 35, he's loose. Turning on the Jets. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Nittany Lions.
Have yourself a day, young fella. You know why they handed him the ball a lot? Because he did that. That's his 4th trip to pay dirt. This dude has shown you a little bit of everything. What a great back. And 4 touchdowns on the day.
They'll try to add another to their lead.
For the extra point.
And they tacked on the extra point. What a way to send a message. Huge play in the running game. 1 snap, and you've got a touchdown on the board.
Texas 0.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd.
Texas.
From inside the 10, here he comes. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight?
There he goes. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wondered maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Right back to the well. Past the first down marker and still running. And he was loose and out the gate and doesn't go down until he gets to the 48-yard line.
Well, the defense knew coming into this one, Reese, that this team was going to try to use their speed and take advantage of it, and they did right there. Nice gain on the run play to the right.
Found plenty of running room in that defense. They've got to find a way to get there and make the tackle in the open field.
Yeah, and they got to do a good job with their eyes, finding the football, and they've got to get a lot of bodies to this guy because he is fast.
Back to throw, it's Manning. Fires to the wideout.
Good play.
Pulls it in, it's Wingo.
Good play.
Defense was right there, but they couldn't stop him from making the catch, and he's got it to the 30.
I know the offense is down by a lot here in the second half. You just need one big play, though, to spark the offense, get the confidence going, and they may have found it right there in that completion. Good throw, good catch. Now we got to keep it going.
Here's an opportunity for this offense in search of its first touchdown. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it from the gun. He's brought down just running hard in the red zone, and he'll be just a few inches short. He's got 59 yards rushing so far in this one, and he's closing in on 1,200 for the season. And the Longhorns have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. Trying play action. Throws to the wideout. Got it on the outside. It's Lockett. He'll stop out of bounds at the 11.
You okay?
Throw him to the spot, and that's exactly what he did to pick up the first down.
How am
And
I
that's
choking?
so
You laid
many
on me.
hours of doing this together. You know exactly when he's going to break on that out route. You know what kind of speed he has because you've thrown it so many times. Nice rhythm and timing, and you could tell that was experience between receiver and quarterback.
And the Longhorns come to the line with a fresh set of downs. On the run, it's and he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
And after your defense just went out there and gave up a touchdown and let them build the lead more, you really need to come out with this drive and answer.
No,
And
right
the
here,
running
right here.
game is
Lay
not
in this
it.
bed.
They were ready for that.
That's how you can
Gonna
get
have
him.
to create some explosive plays through the passing game.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll run the counter. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. Brought down after keeping those powerful legs moving, getting all he could. He'll be a few inches short. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. Motion from the wideout. Quarterback, quick pass to the receiver.
My guys running into each other.
Touchdown, Longhorns! They get it into the end zone to pay off that opportunity. PAT unit on the field.
On for the extra point.
Splits those uprights right in half. They put together an 81-yard drive, and it was finished off with a 2-yard touchdown toss. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them.
Texas.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments. They put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. Maybe picked up a couple. He's down at the 24.
Big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
We've reached a break, and Penn State is on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. As we enter the fourth quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on second down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Finds his way ahead for 3 out to the 27-yard line.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
defense and wants to throw it. Got it in the middle. It's strong. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the first down. They have it at the 36. And on that 3rd and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it's a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this 3rd down. Get the conversion. Move the sticks.
To the ground with the back. This time stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and they're probably saying, finally, what a night he's had.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Why
The
is
defense
he?
trailing. They're trying to dictate to the offense now. Really nice blitz call that time. Blowing the run play up for a huge loss. You're probably going to see that again. They're trying to find a way to create a takeaway, create negative plays, and get the ball back.
After losing yardage on those last 2 runs, you know they've got to throw it on 3rd and 15. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. And the Nittany Lions line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Fields the punt. Wants to make a play. They'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. They reeled off a long touchdown drive the last time they had it. Much better field position this time around. Off play action on 1st down. Throws to the tight end.
They're throwing some laces on me now.
And he's brought down after a nice game.
This has been a frustrating day. I mean, they haven't moved the ball.
Watch the Falcons' Colts are gonna
consistently,
end it as
and now
high.
You get a play, but they haven't put 2 and 3 and 4 plays together, and that's why they're trailing in this football game. So maybe they can find some kind of a rhythm here late in the game and get something cooking.
Looking downfield, it's
Oh,
Manning.
I got stuck.
Gets it out quickly. On the move at the 30. Oh, he's got some space. How about this freshman leading him on the chase and making the big play after the catch?
You got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because he gave the receiver time
Hey,
to
Jude.
work all the way across the field on the drag route against zone coverage. Quarterback gets it to him. He's able to turn it up and get a 1st down.
Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Makes the grab on the left. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. That one's sort of like a shooter in basketball, just needing to see one go through the net, isn't it, David? Just get a completion to your guy and
Oh,
pick
yeah.
up some
They
yardage.
broke a huge
Build
play.
some confidence because you're confident throwing the ball over the middle of the field. Tight windows, probably not at an all-time high, but check it down, make something positive happen. The running back does his job, so maybe this sparks a little something in the quarterback's head where he can feel a little bit more confident and bounce back from these early mistakes.
Wants to keep it in the air. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
And as a defense, a lot of times you're coming into the game and you're just trying to limit
Take
the
that back.
damage
The
when
Colts
you play
are
a
going to
really
win.
Great quarterback, and they've done more than that today. They have dominated this football game. The offense has carried their weight, and this is looking like a great outcome.
Now 3rd and long, and trying to play catch up in more ways than one
Yeah, hold
after
on a
that
second.
earlier sack. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. He'll be brought down at the 12-yard line. Not enough for the 1st down, and let's see if they try to convert on 4th.
The Colts are going to beat the Falcons after the Falcons
You're just trying to get out of the game. We're rotating, we're subbing. Like,
basically messed
we've
up their
stopped the
stuff.
ball game long. Like, they can run the football right here. The biggest thing is the clock ticking, us getting out of here with the dub, and really, everybody staying healthy.
Right down the boulevard. I wouldn't say they cut into the deficit. They sort of microscopically edged off the deficit. Still a mountain to climb. After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the coverage team able to wrestle it down.
He's active.
Their work here is virtually done. No need to take any more chances. They'll line up in victory formation.
Mm-hmm.
After getting nothing done on the last one, this is a big play, 2nd and long from the 11. Looks like the offense will just take a knee.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah.
This is what an elite team does. They know they're better. They go out. They take the figurative sledgehammer and hit them right between the eyes.
And they just look good in every phase of the game. If I'm on the
Who
coaching
be?
staff, I don't know what you could ask.
This girl was slobbering so bad. Bro, she had spit coming out of her mouth. I know. I thought I felt okay going to sleep last night, and then I woke up, and it was just my throat. So, I'm about to go to the store here in a minute, grab that stuff before everybody's up and about.
Just domination.